So I got this welded up. The structure for the propane cabinet. I don't know if you can see that or not. But I think between that and the bolts will be just fine. So we're going to go ahead and remove this section of wall. We've gotten the propane heater cabinet expanded and drywalled and caulked. I forgot to run my tstat wire when I was doing the electrical on this wall over here. So we'll go check out the solution for that. I wanted to put the tstat here above the switch. So in order to get there, I didn't want to just blindly drill through this wall. Took all the panel off and drilled myself a path. I'll be putting trim, like finished quarter round here, so I just drilled myself a little flag so that I can see where it was down below. We'll go down there in a minute. And here's my pull string, so let's go check that out. So the tstat wire comes down here and will run underneath the vehicle and come up in that bathroom wall. While I was at it, and this hasn't been covered yet, I went ahead and ran a piece of conduit just for future use. So we're doing an LB and running over above the frame rails. I didn't want to have to drill through any of these guys. So you can see the PVC there. We're going to run over behind here, hop this support member, and then right up into that hole. This is that pull string that I was talking to you about. So we'll tape our conductor onto that and pull it up, since we won't be having an access point here like we do there. So I don't think that I've forgotten anything else, but we could certainly intercept the conduit and put like a junction box if we really wanted to add something else later on. And it goes over to here, and we can ride in that piece of conduit, that blue piece of conduit, all the way up to the electrical cabinet. Let's go ahead and make the last few connections on this PVC. I'm just going to put this here just so that it doesn't accidentally pull back through while we go down and glue our final connection on the PVC and put some straps on the conduit. I'm gonna have to locate my long 6-inch extension. I want to put another strap right in there, but I think that turned out pretty well. We'll go ahead and just caulk that, and also where our little flag, that red wire, came down, so that we don't have any issues. But we've got our hardboard insulation installed on all sides here, also behind this drywall. You'll see later how I'm going to put a weatherproof seal on this. We are going to use this guy as the mounting point for our regulator, our propane regulator, and that'll sit in between the two tanks. Alright, let's take a look at what I've done so far. We've got our line over to our heater and our line out over to the well, the kitchen area. This would be the bracket for the regulator valve. So that'll sit here. It's gonna be a real treat to try and get those mounting screws in though. Our fire putty installed. There is hardboard insulation on all sides of this box so far. I'm not concerned about down here, and even this gap here, I'm not gonna seal that. That's okay. It's below the floorboards, so I will be putting some, what do they call it, amazing goop, same stuff I used on the boat, for these gaps and for the seal around. So this is where the weather stripping is going to sit. We've got 2 of the 4 sides done so far. Remember how I was saying if we need to use this conduit later on, we can use that blue ENT that runs up to the electrical cabinet. So if you need to do that, shimmy this out. Got some insulation on the back here, and then you have access to your conduit and that pipe right there, the blue one. And then you just slide this guy back in there. It's a nice tight seal. I've got some metal lying around that I'm gonna try and fit in here for the base. And we'll take a look at that. It's time for this old metal file cabinet to do its duty. If only it were that fast. Got our weep hole here, tapered out. It's pretty sturdy.